Heyday, April 22nd, 2022. I'm trying to watch this Marjorie Taylor Greene testimony that's taking place in Atlanta about whether or not she can be on the ballot for the upcoming primary and general election. Basically, if she contributed to an insurrection, she's not valid to be on the ballot. So they're trying to prove that she contributed to the insurrection of January 6th. And I don't know if this attorney for the prosecution or whatever that's called is just unorganized, or if he's working on some sort of tactic in a way to try to get her to slip up. They've taken a break for lunch now, but so far in his line of questioning, he has asked her the same thing multiple ways. I think trying to get her to answer the question truthfully. She gets a lot of she answers a lot of "I don't recall," "I don't remember," "I don't know," and so she's not and then he will repeat, "So you're not denying that you said this thing, you just don't remember saying it." The judge seems like a cantankerous Southern good old boy who's a little upset with this, young dude in a suit that's trying to take over his Southern court. Like you Yankee coming down here and anyway. And her lawyer is another old Southern dude. The prosecution was trying to bring up things that she said in 2019 to show that she had, in her own words and our own language, told people to come and flood the Capitol, and that if the peaceful ways don't work, we don't want to have to do things the other way, but we might have to, and we should feel like we can because the government belongs to us. So basically saying, if we need to get violent, let's get violent, but without using those words. And she has repeated over and over, "I don't believe in violence. I have everything's peaceful." And when he asks her about, well, there's nothing in this tweet that says come here peacefully, right? Well, I believe in peaceful. Like, she just doesn't answer the question. But in this tweet, right here, in this tweet, Marjorie, does it say peaceful? I believe in peaceful protests and the people's First Amendment. It's infuriating. She won't even just answer the question and admit that what a tweet actually says. So she's unwilling to, under oath, admit to something that is in black and white in front of her. She dismissed an entire article from CNN and quotes from her. She said, "I don't trust CNN as a source. They lie about me." So when he quoted her from a CNN piece, she didn't trust the source. So then he showed a video of her saying those exact words, her own video. And there was a big hullabaloo because her attorney was like, "This is from 2019. How far are we going to go back? High school years?" The January 6th insurrection happened 6 days into 2020. I think, the year before is a reasonable amount of time to discuss, whether or not she believed that storming the Capitol, flooding the Capitol, was the thing that people had the right to do. So, that, they're going back and forth about before they're going to show this video. And the judge says, wants to know the source of it. He goes, "What is this? Is this from the internet?" Oh God, we're doomed as a society. So they show the video, and she still won't admit that she just said those words, "Flood the Capitol, and if we can't do this peacefully, we should feel we have the right to do it the other way." She wouldn't even admit that she said those things when we just heard her saying them. It's mind-boggling how she's getting away with this. She was prepped very well about, diversionary tactics, and she's trying to make speeches and soliloquize. Soliloquize? I don't think that's a word. I'm gonna have to look that up. But it's gonna go nowhere. I don't, because she's just gonna sit there and lie unless he can get here somewhere in the afternoon, unless he can get her to say something definitively did or did not happen, or that she did or did not do something, and then has like video proof of it happening, so that he can establish that she's perjured herself. I don't see anything coming out of this. But I won't continue to watch for the afternoon because it's infuriating. The prosecution's pace is maddening, but I don't know if that's a tactic or not. They weren't allowed to do any discovery. They weren't allowed to subpoena anybody. They weren't allowed to get any records. So it's all basically just here's evidence that we have in the public domain, i.e. Twitter and her own fucking Facebook pages. And I would think there's enough in there to show that she's established a sense of urgency and I don't really want to say the word violence, but she's definitely encouraged people to come to the Capitol, passionately and take whatever means they thought were necessary to get their point across. And I don't know. It's that she's such a fucking nitwit. But she smiles a lot, so she's just a peaceful gal getting everybody's First Amendment rights in, and getting her little talking points. Nancy Pelosi is supposed to take care of the Capitol. Nancy Pelosi's not in charge of the Capitol Police, but you can't fact check around this bullshit, because it doesn't really matter in the course of the trial. But I would think that her willingness to lie under oath about other things would somehow undermine her credibility, that she might not be telling the truth about in her answers that she's giving in this testimony. So it takes a smarter legal mind than mine, but I sure hope that this prosecutor has some card up his sleeve, because right now it's not looking good.